Welcome to Restorative Yoga. All you need is a mat, some comfy clothes, some space to lay, and if you'd like, you can play your own relaxing music to move along to. We're going to begin seated today, so you can just make your way to a comfortable spot on your mat. If you'd like to, you can also sit on a pillow or blanket, make it extra cozy. We'll take these first few minutes to just settle in, start to slow down from our day. So you can gently just place the hands on the knees. Let's work on some deep breaths. So feeling everything rise with the inhale and everything drop down with our exhales. Aim for 3 to 4 seconds with each inhale and exhale. Really get the most out of every breath. Now let's get one more big inhale, let the chest rise. Big exhale. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to reach the arms up overhead, really stretch through the fingertips. And as we exhale, we're going to gently twist to the right, just going as far as comfortable, sitting up nice and tall. We'll inhale to reach back overhead. And exhale to twist left. Another big inhale to reach overhead. Really stretch. And exhale right. One more time. Gentle twist. Inhale back to the center. And exhale, twist left. Good. On your next inhale, reach up overhead. As we exhale, just gently bring the arms down, placing the hands on the knees. From here, we're going to gently start to cross the arms. So bring the right side over left. Remembering which arm you have on top here, we'll just clasp onto those knees and work to pull them down towards the ground. So you should feel some tension, a little stretch created in those shoulders. We'll continue to sit up tall, hold here, and breathe. Giving a nice stretch to the shoulders, the upper back. Working to actively pull those knees down towards the ground. Let's get 2 more deep breaths. Good, one more. All right, we'll slowly release the arms. Bringing the other arm over top, we're gonna find that same positioning. So you can bring the knees up a little bit, find that grip, then slowly start to pull them down actively towards the ground to find that tension. It may feel a little different than the other side, and that's okay. We're just gonna hold where it's comfortable, hold where we feel that stretch in the shoulders and upper back. Sit up nice and tall and breathe. Good, let's get 2 more deep breaths here. Really pulling those legs down towards the ground. One more deep breath. Good, we'll slowly release. Take a moment just to shake the hands out. Maybe find some wrist rolls. It's working to release the hands after we're grasping and holding. Just let them relax, be loose. Good. All right, we'll let the hands relax on the floor, on your lap, whatever is comfortable. Moving into some shoulder rolls. So on your inhale, we're gonna slowly start to bring the shoulders up towards the ears and exhale down the back. Inhale up the chest towards the ears. Exhale down the back. Continue this pattern at your own pace, really exaggerating that movement, working to lengthen each breath. Looking to release that tension. Let's get one more this direction. Good, and then we'll switch. So as we inhale, we're going to bring the shoulders up the back towards the ears. Then exhale down the chest. Inhale up the back and down the chest. Nice slow, very exaggerated movement to get out any cracks and creaks, start to loosen the shoulders up even more. Good, let's get one more here. Nice work. At the bottom, you can give the shoulders a little shake. And from here, we're going to bring the feet together, moving into a butterfly stretch. So starting to give the hips a little love here. You can take your time working into this. We're going to gently begin to press the elbows down on the knees to find that stretch in the inner thighs, the hips. And just gently hinging ourselves forward, working to keep the shoulders relaxed down the back. If you'd like, you can also drop chin to chest, let the head and neck be heavy. Really focusing our breath into the hips and inner thigh. Take a moment to soften the face as well. Breathing nice and easy here. Let's get 2 more deep breaths. Good. After that second deep breath, we're going to slowly shift ourselves back. We'll take a nice wide stance with the feet, and we're going to move into some hip rotators. So slow, gentle movement here. From this position, we're going to gently just rock over to one side. Gonna push the hip forward, gentle twist. Then we'll slowly start to bring it back to the center and rotate to the other side. So legs should be about 90 and 90, making 2 right angles, give or take. You can always adjust to make it more comfortable for you. We're just gonna keep slowly rotating from side to side here. If you wanna hold a little bit longer, you're more than welcome to. Just really gentle movement here. Just going as far as comfortable. Good. We'll try to get 1 more per side, roughly. And take your time, don't rush through. Good. Giving those hips a little love here. Nice work. All right. We'll make our way back to the center. From here, we'll make our way back to a cross-legged position to roll forward onto our hands and knees. We'll begin with some cat and cow. So hands are directly below the shoulders, fingers spread nice and wide. Knees are below the hips. On your inhale, we're going to drop the belly down, lift the gaze, and lift the tailbone. And on the exhale, we're going to round through the spine and pull the shoulder blades apart as we arch the back. Big inhale to swoop down, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Then a big exhale to round out the spine, pull the shoulder blades apart. Let's get 1 more big inhale to drop the belly down, lift the gaze. Then a big exhale to round out the spine. But from here, we'll make our way to a neutral spine, slowly beginning to kick that left leg back. We're going to move forward and backward, rocking gently to stretch out the calf, the ankle, the foot, the toes. You can continue rocking forward and backward. You can also gently start to roll around. Keyword gently. Another option too is just holding this position to stretch out the calf, focusing on pressing that heel down towards the ground. You have lots of options to play around with and find what feels best for you today. So let's take 2 more deep breaths here, moving through whatever motions feel good. All right, and then after your second deep breath, you can slowly begin to bring that left knee back to the mat. And shift side to side, and then we'll switch to the right side. So kicking that right foot out and finding those same motions. We can rock forward and backward really gently. You can start to kind of roll circles, get out any cracks and creaks in the foot, the ankle, toes. And always an option to hold to find that nice calf stretch. Wherever you're at, always remembering to lengthen that breath. Just breathe easy here. So work to release all that tension from the muscles. So let's take 2 more deep breaths, moving through whatever motions feel good today. Good. All right. After that second deep breath, you can slowly begin to bring that right knee back to the mat. We'll take a moment to shift side to side. Another option, you can draw circles, shifting yourself back and forward. Finding some fun movement here. Also switch it up with the direction of the circles. Just giving a little extra love and movement to the hips, spine. Let's take one more deep breath here. Good. We'll make our way to some stillness, back to that cat-cow positioning. And from here, we're going to kick out the right leg, straight out, making sure that foot is parallel with the body as much as possible. And we're going to gently pick ourselves up and hold here for a moment. Should already feel a nice stretch in the inner thigh. And to make things a little more full body, we're going to inhale to bring that left arm up overhead for a big stretch and reach, going as far as comfortable for you. Bring in a nice side body stretch, amplifying that stretch in the right leg. You can take time to roll out the wrist, stretch the fingers, twinkle them around. A little fun with it. Let's take one more deep breath. And slowly begin to bring that left arm back around. We'll gently place the hands down and then bring that right knee back to the mat. From here, we'll kick out that left leg and finding parallel foot as much as possible. We'll slowly pick ourselves up off the ground. Then on your inhale, we're going to bring that right arm up overhead for a big swoop and reach, going as far as comfortable for you. Finding that nice side body stretch, stretching the inner thigh on that right side. And always an option to roll the wrists, stretch the fingers for a little bonus. The hands, the wrists, the forearms. Good. Let's take one more deep breath here. Awesome work. We'll bring that right hand back up and around, gently placing the hands back on your mat. We'll bring that left knee back down to the mat. From here, we're going to gently start to pick up into a high plank. So bringing the knees up off the mat. And from here, we're going to slowly step that right foot forward. Gently place that left knee on the mat. We'll flip the toes underneath to find a runner's lunge. You can stay up on the hands, or if it's comfortable, you can also walk down to the elbows if that's in your practice. So this is a really nice deep stretch for the hips, the hamstrings. And there's an option too, if you'd like to find some movement, you can slowly shift forward and backward, or maybe even rock side to side. You can take your time here, kind of settling into this stretch. Good, we'll take 2 more deep breaths here. Really breathing into the hamstrings, into the hips. Good. After that second deep breath, we're going to slowly start to peel that right leg back. However it's comfortable. Bring the knees back together. Maybe take a moment to shift side to side. Give a little refresher for the hips. Good. And from here, we're going to lift back up to that high plank just for a moment, peeling the knees up off the mat. We'll slowly begin to step that left foot as far forward as comfortable. Settle down on that right knee. Flip the toes underneath so they're flat. And same as that other side, you can stay up on the hands, or you can also walk down to the forearms if that's comfortable and in your practice. And take your time to settle in, find whatever movements feel good as we hold this pose. Giving plenty of love and attention to the hamstrings and hips. Taking nice deep breaths to help release that tension. Take a moment to soften the face, unclench the jaw. Good. We'll take 2 more deep breaths here. And after that second deep breath, we'll slowly begin to bring that left leg back however it's comfortable. We'll take a moment to shift the hips side to side once again, just to take a moment to let them catch up after that deep stretch. Good. All right, from here, we're gonna move into puppy dog pose. Keeping the hips right where they're at. We're gonna slowly walk down to the forearms and continue to walk them forward and drop the chest down towards the mat. So similar to a child's pose, except we're keeping those hips lifted up in the air. You can let the forehead rest down to the mat. Once you get settled in, just breathing nice and easy. You can make adjustments with how far out the elbows are. Bring the arms a little wider if it's comfortable. Encourage you to play around and find what feels best for you. You know your body best. Continue to breathe nice and easy here. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. Good. After that second deep breath, you can slowly pick the forehead up off the mat. We'll begin to walk the arms back up towards us, coming back onto the hands. From here, we're going to walk the knees out as wide as comfortable towards the edge of your mat. Bring the big toes to touch, and we'll sink the hips back into extended child's pose. You can walk the hands forward once again. If you want to give the shoulders a little rest, they don't need quite as much stretch in the child's pose. You can also keep them a little bit closer to you. Bring the elbows out wide. Just have the arms rest. Let the shoulders be heavy. There's always options to make each pose feel right in your body. Good. We'll breathe nice and easy here. Option if you'd like to add some movement, you can gently start to shift the hips side to side. Just want to pick the forehead up off the mat so you can move comfortably. Good. And take 1 more deep breath here. Awesome work. We'll slowly begin to shift ourselves forward, coming up out of that child's pose. And from here, we're gonna gently lower all the way down to the mat. Nice and slow, controlling the body. Good. From here, moving into a Sphinx pose. So we're gonna find our forearms to the mat. Elbows are gonna be close to below the shoulders. We're gonna prop ourselves up, just gaze forward. So you should feel a stretch in the low back. If it gets to be a little too much, you can drop down a little bit lower, kind of shrugging into the shoulders. Picturing yourself like Sphinx by one of the pyramids. Finding that tall posture, lifting through the chest as it's comfortable. Good. Won't be here much longer. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. Good. After your second deep breath, we're going to slowly begin to push ourselves up, pulling the hips back, walking the hands up towards us. We'll make our way to a seated position. Now we're going to roll ourselves all the way down to our mat. So you can take your time to adjust, make sure you're on your mat. Nice and slow all the way down. Good. All right. Once you're settled in, on your next inhale, we're going to draw the right knee into the chest, pulling it in as close as comfortable, welcoming a little compression in the hip, starting to let the body really settle into the mat. New option if you'd like to roll out the right ankle a little bit as we continue to hold that leg, hug it in close. Or to let the shoulders just melt down to the mat. Good. If you'd like to add some movement with the leg, an option here, you can start to slowly pull the leg out towards the edge of the mat and back into the center, just very slow and gentle. Inhaling one direction and exhaling the other. Also continue with stillness if that feels better today. Make this practice your own. Good. On your next exhale, we're going to slowly begin to pull that leg across the body for a nice gentle twist, keeping the shoulder blades flat on your mat. Continue to apply light pressure using that left hand. If you'd like, you could play around with straightening out the leg, as long as you can keep yourself grounded down. That'll enhance the stretch in your IT band along the side of the leg. Wherever you're at, let's take 2 more deep breaths. Awesome work. After your second deep breath, you can slowly begin to pull the right leg back into the chest. Give it one more hug. Then we'll release, letting the right leg find the mat. On your next inhale, drawing the left knee into the chest, pulling it in close with the hands, just letting the leg be heavy. Let's start with some stillness here. An option if you'd like to roll the ankle out, stretch the toes, or just wiggle the toes. Play around with those movements. So we welcome that compression in the hip. Really work to pull that leg down as far as it's comfortable. And if you'd like to add some movement with the leg, you can find that same motion we did on the right side. So inhaling, drawing the knee out towards the edge of the mat, and exhale to pull it in. Keeping that movement very gentle and slowing down the breath to help assist with that. We'll do our best to soften the face and unclench the jaw. It's easy to tense up. We'll do our best to relax. Good. On your next exhale, you're going to slowly pull that leg across the body. Find that gentle twist. We'll use the right hand to apply light pressure. Just hold ourselves down. You can play around with straightening out the leg to and further stretch out that IT band along the side of the leg, as long as it's comfortable. Wherever you're at, 2 slow breaths. Good. After your second deep breath, we'll slowly begin to pull that left knee back into the chest. Give it one more hug in. And we'll release, letting the leg go long. Good. From here, we're going to find a bend in the knees. So we'll plant both feet on the mat, about hip width apart. Moving into some windshield wipers, really gently letting the knees drop to either side. Great, easy movement for the hips, the low back, just to loosen things up. Good. All right. We'll find some stillness with the legs. On your next inhale, we're going to pull both knees into the chest, peeling the feet up off the mat. Do our best to let the legs be heavy. Just let the arms do the work with pulling them in close. And as we hold here, we have option. If you'd like to stay still, you can. You can also rock side to side gently. You can draw circles with the knees, really massage the lower back. Mix and match too. Mix it up, try something new, find what feels good today. All right, if you decide to draw circles, you go ahead and switch directions. You need to focus on that breath, really slowing things down. Yeah, let's take one more deep breath here. Awesome work. From here, we're going to slowly begin to raise the legs up and work to grab the arches of the feet, moving into happy baby. It's really working to pull those knees down. You can pull them out nice and wide. A deep stretch in the hamstrings, the hips, low back. You can rock side to side, or you can hold this position. If it's a bit too much grabbing the feet, you can also go for a modified version, grabbing behind the knees, still working to pull down, find that compression. We'll take 2 more deep breaths. Good. After that second deep breath, and slowly begin to release the legs back down towards the ground, using the hands to help control them if you need to. Good. And we'll begin to straighten those legs out. Just let the legs be heavy. Let the melt down towards the mat, towards the ground. Good. All right. We'll go ahead and tuck the shoulder blades under the back. Do our best to melt the shoulders down to the mat. Just let the body be heavy here. Moving through some gentle neck stretches. We're going to shake our head no. So gently just rolling it to the right side, gazing over the shoulder as far as comfortable. And switching, gazing over the left side as far as comfortable. Continue this pattern. Taking nice slow breaths. Getting that gentle stretch in the neck. If you'd like to hold two for a second, feel free. All right, we'll begin to kind of shorten up our nose shakes. So just going about halfway. And keep the eyes closed, just feeling that nice massage on the back of the head with this shortened version. Gently rocking side to side. Very slow. And then we'll make our way to some stillness with the head, just gazing straight up. And if you'd like, you can keep those eyes closed. We'll just take these last few moments of class just to breathe, let the body be heavy, do our best to unclench the kneecaps, unclench the jaw, let the shoulders melt down, and find stillness in the hands and feet. Take a moment to focus on our breathing, noticing how the chest and belly rise with the inhales, and how the body compresses down to the mat with every exhale. Continue this pattern on your own. Just appreciate a little silence here. All right. On your next inhale, we're going to slowly reach the arms up overhead, finding a stretch in the chest, shoulders. And as we exhale, we'll bring the palms together and down to the forehead, third eye center. Please know that you are more than welcome to continue laying here, getting some additional stretches, whatever the body needs. But this is all I have for our time together. I appreciate you all taking time out of your day to slow down with me with restorative yoga. We'll seal our time together with Namaste.